humanoid robots is now in the public school system right now. They got robots in there teaching your children. I think is most definitely popping out there in California. You see, they out there in California. They already got teachers assistants. That's a robot, look like a human, and they, they be looking, I think they look a little human, but they actually got them in there assistants, and sooner or later they're just gonna have the full-fledged teachers. You see, they're gonna have the full-fledged teachers out there. So that just shows teachers ain't your job is in jeopardy. Your job is in jeopardy. They don't think you can out teach a damn computer. They don't think you can out teach a robot. They're gonna put the goddamn curriculum in there, and that's it. You know, and I don't know what's the teaching style of the computer or the humanoid robot, but that's what they're gonna do. So I'm thinking to myself, well, goddamn, you replacing everybody. Even the military, the police, and all of that, they're gonna get rid of their ass in a minute. They're gonna have a motherfucking Terminator pull up to your house, nigga, ask you to come out the house, or or crack your head. You can't shoot the motherfucker, because they're gonna be damn near indestructible. They're gonna be damn near indestructible. Okay? And so I seen some of this shit that and them motherfuckers is real Terminators. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker weigh about 300 pounds, 300 pounds. You ain't even strong enough to push the motherfucker over. It could take a bullet. It don't miss. The motherfucker got, it got pinpoint accuracy. You see what I'm saying? Got pinpoint accuracy. And then, you got to think just like they think. Imagine you got a cyborg, or that's half human, half robot. You know what I'm saying? But you got a Terminator, and you got the brain system all over. You see what I'm saying? You got cameras, and imagine that these Terminators is connected to the cameras and everything. So even you turn the corner, that motherfucker could still see your ass, where you going, where you at. You see what I'm saying? And so they interconnected with other damn robots where they could, tell a robot to be where you running toward. There ain't no way to get away from the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's coming to. The Terminator movie is a reality. So they literally is replacing all professions, all jobs with, computers, robots, And so imagine, where they going with this. Imagine what the world gonna look like in just 5 years. Just 5. 10 gonna be off the meter. You ain't gonna even, because this AI shit is moving so rapidly. Man, 10 fucking years, the shit you see on these movies gonna be a reality. That's where it's gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, what jobs is gonna be available for peoples at that time. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know, because I don't. What products will you make that you expecting masses of people to buy these products if there's no jobs that people working to pay for them? So you could tell what kind of system are they moving into? What kind of system is they moving into? Because I don't see how the world gonna function like it is today. How the world is gonna function like it is today with a money-based economy, and you buying products and all of that, and people ain't got no jobs. They cutting into the doctor, they cutting in. I don't know if the lawyer, then they probably gonna have them in there, robot lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Go in there and fight your case. Go in there and fight your case. But the doc, they already damn near using the, robots in certain surgeries. They send the camera down in there and to get a visual, and then a lot of this shit they can, they put it down in there, and it operates damn near itself. So it's wild now that your kids is gonna get taught by no connection to life. That one element, the connection to life, that spirituality. Being a spiritual being connected to the cosmos. That's crazy. You just gonna be a synthetic being. Everything gonna be taught to you synthetically. Ain't gonna be no spirituality or nothing like that. And you can't tell on these. They can edit out anything that you say or what you believe, and so yeah, the damn computer ain't going. The robot won't even acknowledge your belief or nothing. The Terminator shit is real. It's gonna be a war between the last, strongholds of the human mind, and you got to keep that shit out of there. You got to keep. Hold on, family. Yeah. So that's where that's where, and I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Yeah, I got a cat. Yeah, yeah, you can hear that whining and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hungry and shit. I had to put it back there with the kid. But anyway, I know y'all can hear that. Yeah. So, but anyway, we 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 uh we seeing where the future is going. So don't, everybody out here thinking it's a job for you. You better be moving in the area of technology. You got to be moving in the area of technology or your ass, and continue to keep your culture. Continue to keep your culture in there, but you have to integrate your culture into technology. That's what keep us, that keeps us human. It keeps us, and when I say human, I'm talking about in our Africanness, in our blackness. You know what I'm saying? But it also keeps us in the race for control and power. Cause you ain't gonna, you still got to have technology in your grasp. You got to make it do what you want it to do, though. That's not you doing what it wants you to do. You got to control it so you can make it do what you want it to do. You feel me? And bring in, enhance your culture and your spirituality and your civilization. There's nothing wrong with technology, because we doing some, they don't like what we doing with it. Like anything we do, black people, nigga, when we get on it and we get to doing we make shit pop. And they getting mad, that we could take it and bring, Africa to life, blackness, and it is looking good, and we putting it up there like they don't like that. It's over for all of that, all that white Christ and all that white Egypt, white civilized, that shit over with. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no never going back to that. So you already know they're going to get upset at a lot of things that we doing, because we working our alchemy. You feel me? They want to get in there, brainwash your kids. It's only going to put in there what it wants you to know. That's it. That's all it is. And is, If you don't have no library and you ain't got no, no books that you could depend on as a foundational research material, and you depending on AI, your ass is gonna be in trouble. So let it be known, man, that robots will be teaching your children real soon. You feel what I'm saying? They will be teaching. They gonna start to, man, they gonna start getting rid of the teachers today. You feel me? They gonna start getting rid of the teachers. But anyway, family, 2029, it was 2020. Well, shit, it's here. It's here. They on if the original Terminator was in 2029, they on schedule. For real. See y'all in a minute. Get over to Patreon, family. General SETI, Patreon, the link right down there in the chat. Also, General SETI, Etsy, One Stop, KingSETI.com. Y'all know what it is. And make sure you get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it, and I'll be right back. Boom, black pop.